Hey, I'm Dr. Toby, physical therapist. Welcome to the Rehab Mobile channel. In this video, I want to show you how to fix a stiff hip. If you want to get rid of that stiffness in your hip and you've been trying to be able to do activities without having that discomfort, or maybe you wake up every single morning having that stiff hip and you have to move around to get it feeling much better, I'm going to show you some things that we've done with many patients that's helped them to relieve that stiffness and tightness in their hip. So stay tuned for this video. And if you're new to our channel, hit the subscribe button, that red little button in the corner, so you can stay up to date on all the videos we release, because we make videos on how you can stay healthy, pain-free, fit, and mobile. So this is the time of your life where you want to live your best, look your best, and feel your best. And so we make videos for how you can do that. And if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and we definitely will help you out. So let's get into it. People can have stiffness in their hip for lots of different reasons. And what we're going to show you today is some basic things that we've done with our patients. Now, this is not by any means prescriptive for what you specifically may have going on. If you want that kind of help, hit the link in our description and answer a few quick questions, and we'll be able to give you some information on why you're having that stiffness and what specifically will help you. But these are some generic things that are going to be very basic to help with improving mobility of the hip. So first thing I'm going to show you is a lateral lunge. Really simple. It depends on how you do it is really, and where you emphasize is going to really depend on where the stiffness is in the hip. Let's assume that the stiffness is in the left side of my hip. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some lateral lunges. I want to make sure I have good form. And the basic lateral lunge is really, most of the times people are just doing it to focus on strength, but you can actually improve mobility by keeping that hand there, right at that hip, right where you feel that crease. Keep that hand there to give a little glide. Some people may have intense pain if you have maybe osteoarthritis, but if you're really just dealing with pure stiffness or tightness, maybe from an old injury that had happened before and it's still just chronically stiff and tight and you're always trying to crack it or move it and things like that, doing this lateral lunge can be helpful in helping to glide it. Because what you want to do is focusing on not just the momentary popping or cracking that you get immediate relief from. You want to focus on restoring the overall mobility, so creating a new normal for your body. And so this is going to be helpful. Doing this repeatedly can be very, very helpful. The other thing that you can focus on is doing some chair swings. So holding onto a chair and kicking that leg back and forth, optimizing that mobility. Also, you can do this sideways. You can do it sideways, kicking out, in and out. Again, this is probably not something that someone who has active osteoarthritis is gonna do without having pain. And so this is something more so for an individual who is really dealing with more of that pure stiffness in the hip. A couple other things you may wanna try is stretching out that IT band area. So I'm gonna be here, and actually let's do it this way. So I'm trying to stretch out this left side. I'm here and having that chair there, really gliding this way. Have the hand on my hip, might even just rest there like this. Okay. A couple of other things. So we've kind of looked at the lateral lunge going this way. Even if the stiffness is in my left side of my hip, I can still also come back this way as well to move that. And as I do higher reps of this, like maybe 15, 20, I'm not only encouraging mobility, but also stability as well, as I'm getting some of those muscles activated, all right? We talked about the leg swings that you can do forward and backward, also sideways. And then moving now into really kind of stretch out that lateral hip. Okay, I may get a nice little stretch here. So you're gonna feel some of that stretch in the hip and that rear, but you're also helping the capsule and the anterior posterior area to stretch out and mobilize. So you may have to bring two hands like that. Some people are super flexible. They can actually twist their back and really get that arm right there. So all of these are gonna be great for the hip mobility. So if you've had a stiff hip, give some of these a try. And there's always a spectrum of how you do these exercises, right? You don't have to necessarily go as deep or go as far. If we're talking into the lunge, you can start here, really move that pelvis. Same thing with the swings. You don't have to go super far. You can just kind of get that joint. The joint loves movement. It loves movement because lubrication occurs with movement. So this can be something you do to start off your day. You know, maybe do some of these in the shower, things like that. So, you know, be careful of doing stuff like lunges in the shower. You don't want to slip, but, you know, just getting that hip moving can be great. Opening up that hip, turning it in and out, keeping that foot planted. Just that movement is going to help to increase that lubrication. So, and then what's going to help this become permanent is doing some of the mobility stuff that we showed, along with things that activate the stabilizing aspects of your muscle. So once I've mobilized something, you're like, man, once I've done like 10 of these, my hip is really loose now. You've mobilized it. Now you want to stabilize it, meaning you want to activate those muscles to help keep and encourage your joint to stay in that nice and flexible position. So you want to mobilize that that hip, but then stabilize, get your muscles to help keep it in that same position. And this is where some of the strengthening type of exercises come in and stuff like that. So if you found this video helpful, like it and leave a comment. Let us know what was most helpful for you about the video. Also share this with somebody who you know has been complaining of just stiffness in their hip when they're waking up, maybe an older parent or something like that, or someone who you know, maybe someone on your job. Share this video with them so that they can get the help they need. And if you want to stay healthy, pain-free, fit and mobile, thanks for subscribing in advance. And we're going to be making videos for people based on questions they leave in the comments. So leave a comment on a video you want to see us make for you. Take care until the next video.